Last week, Flux AI dropped, which is one of the biggest news in Gen AI image generation because for the first time in a long time, we have a new open source Gen AI image generator. Before we had Stable Diffusion, but now we have Flux. And from what people are saying, Flux is really good compared to everyone else. So I'm going to put it to the test and tell you what I think about it. A lot of YouTubers are talking about it and they're doing very simple examples and it's not a clear representation of what they did. Like we've done a lot of AI projects for clients and I know what are the major issues with Gen AI image generation and I'm going to go over them and then I'll show you how well it performs and then we'll go from there. Some of the main challenges when you do Gen AI image generation is one, consistency across variations. So basically if I generate one image, the chance of me generating like a different pose of that image and being consistent enough is really bad on most platforms. And we've had a lot of issues for this. Like if I have my face straight like this and I turn it like this, it will mess it up the next time, right? If there's multiple characters, it also messes up as well. So we'll put Flux to a test. The other scenario is handling complex prompts. So basically, when there's a very long list of prompts, sometimes it really messes up the image. So we're going to test this as well. Realism, like how real does it look? Another big issue in the past is ethical considerations. So basically, if I ask them to generate me like a group of diverse people, there's a good chance it will mess it up and only show a specific race of people. So we're going to do a test on this. Another huge issue is drawing hands, where you ask AI to draw and then it shows the hands and it might draw 6 fingers or 8 fingers. It's not consistent at all. And one of the last huge issues is drawing text. So if you tell it to generate like a text on the image, there's a very high likelihood it's going to mess up. So we're going to go through the test now and I'll show you how it reacts. So we're going to start with consistency across images. So here I put it in just to save some time, like a fluffy white cat sitting comfortably on a red velvet cushion. So there's your cat. Now let's try a different pose. So this looks consistent enough. Let's try another one. That's a sailboat. So see here, I think, look, it kind of messed up, right? I said wooden boat. So it did what it did, but it's not really consistent here, right? So let's try another one. Let's try like a fire, putting out a fire in a red building. Muscular male firefighter with, let's say, purple curly hair. Okay, so let's go with this. So it's unique. So we'll look at how the firefighter is looking. Okay, so we have this guy here. Okay, now I'm gonna say fire lifting a rock. So you see here, like it's not consistent here, right? Like they changed how the muscle looks, the face structure. It looks like the consistency problem is still here. We've tried other models. So there's 2 solutions to this. One is we feed it a reference image, so there's a more likelihood that it will work. And then the other one is using a seed value. So you can assign like almost like a image ID to it so it can have the same style. But I'm not sure if you can do that in Flux right now. You can do it in the other ones. I think we'll have to check more if they have an API version. Now the next thing I'm going to test is handling a complex prompt. So here's handling a complex prompt. So basically it's a metropolitan future at twilight with sleek Hoover cars zipping through and in a colorful wet street. So this looks pretty good. So this performed pretty well. Okay, next thing, realism. So we want to try and make something look real. So we have this one, a close-up portrait of an elderly man with a weathered face capturing the fine wrinkles around his face and his stubble chin. So this looks correct. So it looks like I can do that properly. Next is the ethical consideration. We have a diverse group of people from various backgrounds celebrating a global festival together with vibrant traditional attire, joyful expression, and a sense of unity. So if we look here, we see there's some Southeast people, Asian, there is some Asian. So it looks like it can do it properly. I also tried a few other things. For example, I said like an Asian president of the United States in the Oval Office. So that guy looks Asian enough to me. An Asian superhero with a Johnny Bravo haircut. So it looks like they messed the Johnny Bravo haircut, but they put an Asian person in a Superman suit. Johnny Bravo haircut is this. So it looks like it didn't follow properly, but it did follow. It can do an Asian face. Then I asked it an Asian footballer for the Dolphins with curly hair like Elvis. So that looks correct as well. So that worked out as well. So it looks like it can do cultural, ethnical photos. The other one was drawing hands. So if you tried other AI in the past, a lot of times when you tell it to show some hands and feet, it might draw multiple fingers. So I asked it to make me a 5 feet tall teenager running bare feet with both hands showing. So you see the hands here, all 5 fingers, and then the feet. But they didn't do a teenager, they just did a boy. So, and then I asked it to make another picture of it jumping, and it did it correctly, but again, it didn't do a teenager. So let me try a man this time. So let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this looks correct, and it looks like it can do the hands and feet properly. So that's good news that it can do the hands properly. Now let's do the text one. So basically I want to generate an image with the word inspire written in bold, elegant calligraphy style centered on a white background. So looks like I did inspire right for one word. If I say create me an image featuring the word dream in large glowing text with a soft shadow, it looks like it did this correctly. But now when I tell it to do more than one word, that's where it messes up, right? So I said create an image with the sentence believe in the magic of the beginnings written in script font, and then it put believe twice. And it put the word TM for no reason. So it looks like it still sucks at doing text. Here's another one. Create an image featuring the sentence courage is the first step to success in a modern sans serif font with text placed over the mountain landscape at high rise. And you see, there you go, you put the word courage once here, and then they spell courage wrong here. It looks like it doesn't do very good with text. Then I asked it to do another one where it's like, create me a square podcast logo with lightning, word, AI, blue and white colors. So it put AI, it put lightning, it put podcast, but it messed up the font here, and it put this random thing here. So overall, by testing Flux, I think it's a pretty decent model, but it's nothing like extraordinary. It's not like amazing what other people are saying. It's not like way better than everyone else. It still sucks at some of the ethnical stuff. It still sucks at text, and it's missing some small details. So for an open source model, great. But if you want to say this is the next best thing, I wouldn't say that's true.